Welcome to Albuquerque, New Mexico, with the start of a Wednesday quadruple header of fantastic football action here in the SFL's minor league. As we turn the corner past halfway to the second half of the inaugural SFLm season, it's a race to the top as the top four teams look to secure their playoff positions. Today, the Albuquerque Aztecs face off against the Madison Lynx in a battle which is sure to put two of the top defenses in the league head-to-head. Hello and a very warm welcome. I'm Michael Trudeau, and I'm joined alongside me today by Ryan Baudel. Ryan, these two teams are the best running defenses in the league. How do they stack up against each other today?
Well, both of these teams are coming into this game with only 62.8 rushing yards allowed per game. That's good for best in the league on both of these teams. And it's going to be up to these offenses to get going, try to get something going in the pass game, see if you can, burn these teams if they're stacking the box. And that's going to be the key to this game, is whichever quarterback is stepping up.
With only 4 teams out of the 8 making the playoffs, it's go or go home today. The Madison Lynx come in at 2-2. The Adams sit second in the league at 3-1, looking to secure a more secure spot in the rankings today. Albuquerque's going to start with the football. That means the kicker, Otis Bourdreau, has the ball on the tee at the 30-line line for Madison. His hand is in the air, and it's game on from Albuquerque, New Mexico today. Hello to everybody watching wherever you are, and not very good kickoff coverage by the Adams as it's down at the 27-yard line. Here are the starters for the Albuquerque offense. Their quarterback is Mike St. Green. Their running back is Connor Weston. Iggy Swift is the fullback. Carter Height is a wide receiver, along with Eagle Mondavi and Michael Potter. And Bam Centers is at center. St. Green offset-eyed 3 receivers, going left to right here in the first quarter in their neon green and black uniforms. Handoff Weston, running strong side left. He's in the open field, and he's got one man to beat to the 50, and he's across the 20, and he's going to be dragged down from behind at the 35-yard line of Madison. A fantastic run to open the game for Weston.
Yeah, Connor Weston, he really can show these bursts of speed, and he's just able to get to the outside, and no one could even catch him. He had one man on his back. Not even he could catch him. Connor Weston just is really a great back when he can break out and get into open space.
And led by Bam Centers, the entire offensive line was swarming the linebackers of the Madison Lynx to get blocks and allow Weston to go down the field. And now they're at the 35-yard line, 1st and 10. Just 30 seconds gone by here in the opening quarter. 2 receivers to aim at. It's going to be a weak side handoff this time to Weston, and he's going to be brought to the ground way in the backfield and also forward. Nice job on the tackle there by DJ Gaynor. Here is the Madison Lynx defense. Defensive line, Billy Ray Valentine, Adam Williams, Lefty Lamont, and Michael Percoco. Deontay Stoneville, Demico Ryans, and Danny Stinson are the linebackers. DJ Gaynor and Leo Jefferson at quarter, and Nate Hall and Julian Valliere are the safeties. Here's the first pass of the day for St. Green out to the far side. That is hauled in by Eagle Mondavi for 4 yards, gets them back to the original line of scrimmage. It will be 3rd and 10.
And Eagle Mondavi has been St. Green's guy this year. He has 21 receptions on the year, 231 yards. We're going to expect to see a lot more of him in this game.
Now first long down and distance of the game. It's going to be 4 wide plus a tight end. Weston is in the backfield. St. Green drops back to pass, has plenty of time, slings it deep over the middle, and a diving catch at the 10-yard line. Eagle Mondavi with the acrobatic grab, and it's 1st and goal.
And I just said Eagle Mondavi is going to be seeing a lot of action this game, and he shows us up with an amazing diving catch. He was just able to lay out, save Mike St. Green's throw, and now they're at 1st and goal, knocking on the door already.
St. Green back to pass, short over the middle. That one was almost intercepted. Look out, Danny Stinson had his hand on it and knocked it to the ground. 2nd down and goal.
It was a bit of a weird throw there. It was just a quick pass, and Stinson saw it all the way, and there was nothing he could do.
Now 2nd and goal from inside the 9. Madison tried to hold them to just a field goal with their orange pants, white jerseys, and brick-colored helmets today. St. Green back to pass. Plenty of time. Now throws over the middle, and it's incomplete, in and out of the hands of Mackenzie Traeger, and it's going to be 3rd and goal. He was swarmed over by about 3 defenders when he was trying to make that catch.
Yeah, it was a tough catch already. With the throw was just a little bit behind him, so he had to turn his hips back and try to catch that. But by the time his hand was on the ball, he was already getting swarmed by the Lynx.
Now 3rd and goal from the 9. 3 receivers to aim at for St. Green. He's going to take a 2-step drop, and he's going to avoid a sack. Throw to the end zone, and it is almost intercepted. It was knocked away by Julian Valier, and then Stinson couldn't quite come up with it, but they are going to be a red zone hold for the Lynx, and it's going to be 4th and goal.
Yeah, and a good hold by the Lynx there. Mike St. Green and the Albuquerque offense got off on a strong start off of a great run by Weston. Some good throwing there, but Madison Lynx able to bend but not break on the goal line.
It's going to be just over a 25-yard chip shot attempt for Taco Sicario. And the kick is away, and it is up and good. 8:59 to go, first quarter. Albuquerque strikes first. The Adams lead the Lynx 3-0. And this is the Simulation Football Minor League on YouTube. We mentioned off the top, Ryan, that both of these teams have the best run defense, or tied for the best run defense in the league. But we saw Connor Weston take off for a long run on that first drive. Does that show preparation on the Adams part, or a little bit of nervousness on the Lynx part?
I think it's a really bold call by Albuquerque. They knew what they were going into. They knew it was going to be a very hard run game to develop in this game, and they were able to come out, rely on their running back in Connor Weston. They know that he is able to break out, and I think that's what that was them relying on him, trusting his running instincts.
The Madison drive will start exactly where the Albuquerque drive did last time, at their own 27-yard line. Under center is their quarterback, Derek Majors. Defensive line shifts to the left. He will fake the fullback dive and throw short over the middle, and it's bobbled and incomplete. Ezekiel Love didn't look like he was quite ready for the football. Here's the rest of the Madison offense. Quarterback Derek Majors, running back Ezekiel Love, fullback Jim Finch. Wideouts DJ Hume, Mike Twinscrew, and Paul Dilivo. And tight end Phil Cause. Austin Green is holding it down at the tackle spot. Offset eye on 2nd and 10. One receiver split out wide to the left. Under center is Majors. He's going to drop back to pass. Goes short over the middle. That pass is caught by DJ Hume. And he's up to the 34 with a 7-yard gain. Makes it 3rd and 3.
That was a really good quick route there. On that previous play, it looked like Ezekiel Love just wasn't ready for it, and the throw was a little weak, so he was just hit before he could even catch it. But that was a good, strong throw, and Majors puts it right in Hume's hands.
Another fake handoff. Majors pumps once, then throws across the middle, and it is complete. First down for Madison, all the way up to the 42-yard line. And they will have a fresh set of downs right there. 8:07 and counting to go here in the first quarter. Quick start by both teams. From the 42-yard line, Majors takes the snap. No drop. He's going to flare it out to the far side on a swing pass. That is caught by Love. Love breaks the tackle and gets past the 50 and brings a first down to the Albuquerque 44.
Yeah, and a big burst of speed. It looks like he was just going to be down there, but he's able to break 2 tackles there, just go right through him. It's a really powerful run there from Ezekiel Love, and we should expect to see a lot more of that coming in this game. He is great at breaking tackles and making something out of nothing.
He slipped the tackle of Carson Miller. I'll get to the Albuquerque defense after this 1st and 10 from the Albuquerque 44. Madison driving, trying to tie or take the lead after an opening drive field goal from the Adams. Majors, no pressure all day to throw over the middle and incomplete. And that one was dropped right at the first down line. And here is the Albuquerque defense. The defensive line is Wolf Justice, Tina McGinn, Mufasa Kamau, and Mike Baker. Carson Miller, Roland Parrott, and Cole Finnegan are the linebackers. Chris Stack and Cameron Shaw the corners. And Dayton Rhodes and Chad Nevels are the safeties. 2nd down and 10 after the incompletion. Here's a handoff right up the middle. And Ezekiel Love fires forward for 5 yards.
Yeah, and that was a good run there, able to just get up the middle for Love. He averages 4.2 yards per carry on the year, so he's able to get positive yardage on just about every rush.
Third down and 5. Over the middle, Hilton makes the catch and turns upfield. And excuse me, that is Phil Koss, the tight end, first catch of the day. And he's up into the red zone. And Madison is in business on their opening drive.
And that was a pretty great catch and able to avoid the hit. Look at the turn there, just jukes him without even seeing him. An amazing play there by Phil Koss, able to get upfield. And now Madison is in field goal range and they're knocking on the door.
At the 17-yard line, they've tried to go to Sheldon Hilton over the middle a couple of times. He's the 3rd tight end down the depth chart. And this time they go to Koss. And Koss makes the defense pay for leaving him open. 1st and 10 at the 17, handoff up the middle, fumble on the play, a dive for it, and Albuquerque has the ball. Carson Miller grabs it, and the Adams are back in business.
Wow, that was just a terrible mistake there by the running back. He's runs into the defender, and it's popped out by the defense. Just a rough start for Madison. After they finally had this drive going, they looked like they were going to march down and score again, but a great turnover for the Adams, and now they're back in business.
Roland Parrott knocked the ball loose, has 34 total tackles on the season coming into the game to lead the Albuquerque defense. Here's St. Green, a lob over the middle, flipped up into the air off the hands of the intended receiver and incomplete. It was intended for the fullback, Iggy Swift, 2nd and 10.
And Iggy Swift, the fullback for Albuquerque, has been getting the most usage out of any fullback in the league, especially when it comes to receptions. He only has 10 receptions on the league, but no other fullback has even close to that. And so they like to involve him in the passing game quite a bit.
Offset I, 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. 3 receivers came out, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. St. Green will fire out to Weston. He tries to make a spin move and fumbles the football. It's picked up and walking into the end zone for the touchdown. Julian Valliere scores for Madison.
And a fumble, one after another. Both these teams got Butterfingers on their side, and just a good hit by Deontay Stoneville to knock that ball out. And when you're this far back in your own territory, any turnover can result in a touchdown, and that's just what happened.
Well, Ryan, it looks like the craziness that we saw last time we were in the booth in Birmingham is continuing today at Albuquerque. 2 straight fumbles, one of them picked up for 6 points, and the Lynx take the lead. Otis Boudreau is on for the extra point. And it is up, and it is good. 6:11 to go, first quarter. And this game has already gone wild on us. Madison 7, Albuquerque 3. This is the Simulation Football League, minor league on YouTube. Kickoff all the way from Boudreau. Taken by Carter Height at the 10-yard line. Looking for a lane to run. He's going to get up to the 30 and down at the 31. So now what's the mindset of this Albuquerque team after being in a position, getting a turnover, and then immediately giving up a forced fumble touchdown?
Well, the biggest mental that we're going to have to look at right now was Connor Weston. Having that drop was a big setback, but if you're a running back in this league, and once you get up to the major leagues, you can't let it affect your mental. You have to stay strong going into this next drive.
We'll see how much it weighs in the mind of Connor Weston. He gets the ball on first down and powers his way straight through the middle for 5 yards.
Yeah, and just another confident run. It looks like his mental isn't quite messed up there. Just whenever your team just needs to regroup here, Mike St. Green needs to command this offense, get him in the huddle, tell him, we need to get this together. We can't be making turnovers. We gotta, pull it together and try to win this game.
St. Green to the far side, incomplete. He was looking for Eagle Mondavi, but he got hit right as the ball got there and jarred it loose.
Yeah, a good throw from St. Green, and Mondavi ran the right route, made the right play, but that was just a tough catch to make as he was hit right when the ball got there by DJ Gaynor.
DJ Gaynor has had a nice opening to this game. Has 2 pass knockdowns already. It's gonna be tough covering Mondavi, 6'3", 200, out there on the wing. St. Green over the middle into quadruple coverage and caught up to midfield goes Eagle Mondavi. Wow.
And that is the kind of receiver that Eagle Mondavi is. He has been so good for Albuquerque this season. And he's going in there. He knows he's about to get hit. He makes the strong catch, takes the hit, holds onto the ball. And that was a really great play for the Adams.
How about the confidence by Mike St. Green to rip that one into a window the size of a bread box. And Mondavi caught that one in a swarm of defenders. Now 1st and 10 at midfield for the Adams. Handoff. Weston gets a nice fullback block, but he is caught from behind and slowed up and dropped after a gain of 2.
Yeah, and it was some good blocking there, but Carson Miller's able to, or rather Deontay Stoneville is able to come off the block, make a good stop, and they just can't get right through that.
We said both of these teams have the best run defenses in the league. We're starting to see it right now with that nice stop. St. Green throwing out to Weston. He's got a lot of work to do. A spin move will not get him away from the defenders. And it's a nice tackle again by DJ Gaynor. And it's going to be 3rd and 5.
Yeah, and Weston trying to get upfield, but not quite able to. But it's still a 3rd and manageable. And Albuquerque has been good on 3rd down, 2 for 3 today. And we'll see what they can do here.
I formation, 3 receivers on 3rd and 5. 4 down linemen, linebackers playing well back. They'll drop in coverage, only a 4-man rush, and it's still going to get home as St. Green goes down all the way back at the 47-yard line of Albuquerque, 4th down.
And Billy Ray Valentine coming in with a big sack. He already has 4 sacks on the year, and that's another one. He averages 1 per game, and that is the Valentine tax.
5th sack of the season for Valentine, ending the drive for Albuquerque. Their punter is Ralph Bennington. He stands just past his own 30. He's going to kick the kick away from the 35-yard line. The returner for Madison is Paul Dilleveau, and he makes 1-man miss and then gets tackled at the 23-yard line. Dilleveau, one of only 2 kickers in this league with either a kick or punt return for a touchdown.
And that return actually came last week against Birmingham. He had that great kickoff return for a touchdown, but not quite able to turn it upfield there.
And speaking of Birmingham, the other kick return for a touchdown is Riley Quintero of the Birmingham Iron, or Birmingham Fuel. And we called that one back in week 3. Here is set up in the pocket and forced to run is Derek Majors. He actually makes good of that and gets 3 yards before he's tackled at the 25. It's not often you see quarterbacks scramble like that.
No, it's not, and usually they try to stay in the pocket as long as they can, and Majors having the vision there, knowing he's about to be brought down, able to step up, scramble, and make a positive yardage out of what would have been a sack.
Now 2nd down and 7. He was pressured from behind by Tina Begin. Here's a handoff up the middle. Ezekiel Love And Love gets almost the amount needed to get the first down. It'll be 3rd and 1 from the 31. Love coming into today 197 yards and 2 touchdowns, so he has just crossed over the 200-yard mark for the season.
And it's tough because he is splitting starts with Catherine Harrell, so the numbers may not be there, but he still is averaging 4.2 yards per carry, which is a high average than we're used to seeing.
Majors stands in, pressure coming, and he throws over the middle. That is caught, and in the open field is DJ Hume, and he gets up to the 45-yard line. Fresh set of downs for the Lynx.
And I didn't quite see who the cornerback was on the coverage, but it looked like they tried to jump that route, tried to make the interception play, but Majors threw it too hard, and he got into the open field. It looks like Cameron Shaw actually just got turned around there, and it was a great play for the Lynx.
An interesting play by Cameron Shaw, who does lead the league in passes defended coming into the week with 11. Now power I formation with 2 tight ends left. On 1st and 10, it is going to be a throw. Just a pitch out there to Love. He's got room to run. He makes a spin move, and he's a half a yard short of a first down at the 45-yard line. And you have to think maybe if he doesn't go for that spin, he picks up the first down.
Maybe, but if he does go for that spin and he is able to break that tackle, he has open field ahead of him. But when you have a guy like Carson Miller from the Adams tackling you, it is so hard to get out of that.
Carson Miller, 16 total tackles coming into the day, 2 for loss. Here's a run up the middle for Love, and he'll easily pick up the first down. Tackled by Roland Parrott at the Albuquerque 42. So I've seen from Madison early in this game a lot of composure in their play calling, especially on 3rd down. Majors loves to stand in the pocket, move if he has to. We've seen him scramble, and we've seen him go to his 3rd or 4th read and make completed passes. 1st and 10 at the 42, under a minute to go in a quick-moving first quarter, and Love is bottled up and dropped. Down he goes, back right at the line of scrimmage. Carson Miller stopped him right there.
Yeah, it looked like he might have had an open hole up the middle, but following the play design, ran him right into about 4 Albuquerque jerseys, and that was led by the 2 defenders, Roland Parrott and Carson Miller, both making a good stop.
Now on 2nd and 10, Majors back in the gun. He's going to fake the handoff. He's going to throw short over the middle and completely miss Ezekiel Love. And we've now seen that play twice, and both times it's come up with nothing.
And Majors actually improved his throw from the last one. If you remember, he just kind of lobbed it to Love. They saw the play from the beginning, and Love got hit. That time, it looked like Love didn't even look up. His hands weren't up in time. It looked like he wasn't even ready for the ball. He didn't think it was coming to him.
Now on 3rd and 10, got to get close to the 31 for a first down. Majors under pressure immediately throws underneath, and it is caught by Williamson, and Williamson cannot get to the first down. Hustled out of bounds by Cameron Shaw. It'll be 4th and 5.
Yeah, and he didn't quite have the agility to get upfield. He's able to break the tackle, which is what he needed, but unfortunately that tackle did bring him out of bounds, and Madison are in a weird position here. They're probably going to have to punt.
Yeah, just short of field goal range, so the punter, Pete Ellis, is on to do the kicking. Right at midfield he stands. He gets the kick away, looking to pin the Adams deep in their own zone. It bounces at the 10-yard line, down to the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful punt down at the 1-yard line, and we will start the second quarter with the Albuquerque Adams deep in their own territory in the shadow of their own end zone. This is the Simulation Football Minor League on YouTube. Week 5 just getting underway. Link 7, Adams 3 after 1. Michael Trillo and Ryan Caudell here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. David Harrell and KT Harrell are also along on stats. From inside their own 1, a handoff to Connor Weston. He's got blockers out in front of him. He cuts to the inside and will be dropped after a gain of 6 yards.
And leading the way was Iggy Swift, the fullback, making the block, making that run happen. And now they get a little bit more breathing room where maybe a sack isn't quite a safety, but Mike St. Green and the Albuquerque offense have to drive down 99 yards and try to get all the way to the end zone. It's going to be a tough play.
And I think that is where Carter Weston, against this interior run defense, is strongest, bouncing it outside like he's doing right now. Gets an excellent seal block from Swift and breaks the tackle and gets down the field. One man to beat, and he's gone past him to the 50, 40, 30. One man to beat. He's racing after him, and he's tackled from behind by DJ Gaynor at the 16-yard line. Carter Weston almost took it all the way.
And that has got to be one of the best runs I've ever seen. He's able to jump over his own guy while getting tackled, breaks that tackle, avoids the defender, and he's able to get all the way upfield before getting traced down finally by DJ Gaynor on the tackle. Weston had a long way to go. Looked like he just ran out of steam at the end. Just an amazing run from Weston.
Man, there were so many actual absolutely perfect blocks on that play. Iggy Swift had one. Bretton Willis had one. Gus McGillicuddy had one all the way down the field. Just couldn't keep the speed all the way up to get into the end zone. But now they have flipped the field completely from their own 6 to the opposition 16. Here's a handoff inside to Weston, and he is stopped up and dropped for a loss of 1. Lefty Lamont getting back there for his 3rd tackle for loss of the season.
And that run that Weston had officially went down for 77 yards. What an amazing play. And he's already eclipsed 100 yards on the day because he's had these 2 huge breakout runs, and he's able to get Albuquerque down the field.
He's already had 2 of those long runs today. Quarter as St. Green rolls right into pressure and goes down for a sack. Look out. It's Howard Flemons in the backfield, and it's going to be 3rd and 14.
Yeah, surprisingly not one of the starters able to get there. Looks like Mike St. Green just didn't even see him coming with that right side of the offense as his blind side because he is the lefty quarterback. And just that's a big setback here and what was looking like a great drive.
I misspoke. 3rd and 18 with 9 minutes to play, 2nd quarter. Pump fake from St. Green. Hitting, he throws, goes over the middle. It's caught! And did he get into the end zone? Yes, he did! Eagle Mondavi, touchdown Albuquerque.
And Eagle Mondavi is the man for Albuquerque. Just an amazing play. And he takes 2 huge hits and still able to hold on to the ball. Mike St. Green with the pump fake, able to mislead the defense, breaks a tackle, hit huge. Great play by Eagle Mondavi.
Julian Valier tried desperately to stop him at the 1-yard line, but actually ended up pushing Mondavi over the plane of the goal line. And now Sicario is on for his 2nd kick of the day. Made a field goal in the 1st quarter. Now try to extend the Adams lead with this extra point. Kick is up, and it is good. 8:53 to go, 2nd quarter. It's Albuquerque Adams 10, Madison Lynx 7. This is the Simulation Football Minor League on YouTube, and wow, the pendulum really has swung in favor of Albuquerque. You thought Madison had all the momentum with that punt down to the 1-yard line and the quarter, and bam, it's flipped the script right there.
It really looked like Albuquerque was going to have a tough time. They were going to be back at their 1. It looked like they were going to have to punt eventually, and the field position game would have been lost by them. It would have been a tough way to come back, but Weston took matters into his own hands, made that huge 77-yard run, just really incredible stuff. And he's one of those backs that's just able to break up field. He has the burst, he has the speed, and any given play, Weston could break up and get a touchdown on anything.
And with both of these teams averaging about 15 points per game, it's not going to be a shootout. It's going to be pretty much whichever defense probably stands up right at the end. We'll see when we get there. Here's a handoff. Ezekiel Love spin move, breaks a tackle, 11 yards and a 1st down to the 41. Excellent run by Love.
Yeah, he broke a tackle, but before that, he broke some ankles. That was just a nasty spin move from Love, making that 1st down there. Look at this spin move. Oh, got him.
Going back to the pass play, that was Eagle Mondavi's 1st touchdown reception of the season. Had 231 yards coming into the game in the air. 4 wide. They'll spread them out here on 1st and 10 for Madison. Majors in the gun, takes the snap. Plenty of time. Now the pressure comes. He rolls to his right, throws up the middle, and is caught again by DJ Hume. How much time did Derek Majors have in the pocket today? His offensive line is doing work, led by Austin Green.
Yeah, they are. They set up some time in Majors. When the pressure even got to him, he's able to sidestep, get out of the way of pressure, make a strong throw for a gain. That play was all Derek Majors.
Roll out from Majors, pressure in his face, and he goes down. This time he couldn't avoid the rush from the neon green uniforms coming at him, and Wolf Justice gets home for his first sack of the season.
Yeah, and it looked like Albuquerque knew the play was coming before it happened. The rollout ran right into where the defense was charging. They had 3 men on that side preparing for that play specifically.
And Eagle Mondavi reminding us in the chat, it should have been his second touchdown, but there was an illegal receiver flag thrown in last week's game. Here is Majors over the middle, caught but short of the first down line. Nice tackle by Cameron Shaw in the open field to deny Mike Twinscrew a first down. It's going to be 4th and 1 right at midfield. An interesting decision here for the Lynx. Do you go for this?
You know, I think at this point, when you are at midfield, it really could be anything. Looks like they might.
They're lined up to go for it, but we could also see the jump off, try to get the defense to jump off side play. With only 11 seconds to go, they will call a timeout. Interesting, they didn't use all of the play clock time. They called that timeout with 11 seconds to go.
Yeah, that was interesting, and I'm surprised they didn't run it. They have been 1 for 4 on 4th down this year, so not the best, but this is a time when you can really set momentum in your favor. You know, you really need to be aggressive against this team with a great defense in Albuquerque. They have one of the better defenses in the league, and whenever you get a good drive like this, you got to take everything you can get.
And there's a penalty flag on the play on 4th down, and we'll see what this one is.
Number 25, defense, 5-yard penalty.
Oh no! So the Adams jump off side on the punt and not the hard count. It's going to be a fresh set of downs for the Lynx, and the drive continues.
Well, if they knew the punt would get them to jump off sides, they wouldn't have even tried to call that timeout. And that was just a terrible mistake for the Adams, and that gives Madison some new life, 5 extra yards, and a fresh set of downs. That'll help your offense a ton.
Well, Ryan, I have seen a lot since Season 9, and I've been calling SFL games since then. Handoff, Love, gets back to the line of scrimmage and no more. But I have never seen that before.
Yeah, it is rare that you see people jump off sides on a punt, especially when there's no hard count. It's not like the punter is trying to draw him off sides, but he's able to do it there.
And also things that you never see, or very rarely see, is Love takes this nice jump cut, and he gets hammered after a gain of 8 put into the grab by Dayton Rhodes. The scoop and score after a fumble, that's only the second one of those I've gotten to call. I know more have happened, but only the second I've seen in the broadcast booth since Season 9. And the first one in open play. The only other one I've called was from a kickoff return, was a fumble, and then returned for a touchdown. Makes the handoff. Majors rolling right. Throws over the middle. That pass is caught. This time it works to perfection, and he's just short.
Wow, that was a close call. I thought he was able to get his arm over the line to gain. And if I'm Madison, I might call a challenge here because that was so close, and there it is.
Yeah, challenge coming from the Lynx sideline. I thought he had it when he caught the football. That's the 3rd time that they've tried that little fake the handoff, then pass it out to Ezekiel Love. And this is the first time he's actually caught it. From that angle, you really can't tell. I want an angle where they're flush to the sideline, and they started the replay a little bit late there, so we really can't tell from the angles we have. We shall see.
I think he caught that ball on the line to gain. I think this should be a first down.
And it is going to be a first down as Berto Tamora throws the challenge flag at a correct time for Madison. They maintain There are 2 timeouts left in this first half and continue this drive. This drive may very well be the drive of destiny for the Madison Lynx. The jump off side on a punt and then the successful challenge. They're at the Albuquerque 35. Let's see if they can cash in. Handoff. Love not going to get there. Gets actually a loss of 1 back to the 37-yard line, 2nd and 11.
Yeah, Cole Finnegan and this really strong linebacking core from Albuquerque is able to bring him down in the backfield. They've been so good today at getting into the backfield, hitting Love early and making his run stutter a little bit, making those gains not as effective.
2nd down, 11. Majors alone in the backfield, throws to the far side, caught out there, and turning upfield is DJ Hume. He gets out of bounds at the 30. It'll be 3rd down and 5. And DJ Hume has been a very consistent 2nd or 3rd read for DJ or Derek Majors today.
Yeah, and Hume has caught all of his targets, 4 receptions for 33 yards on the day, so he is a good target for Majors to have, and he's getting those small positive yardage.
Now 3rd and 5. Majors 2-step drop, throws to the far side, and he led Hume out of bounds. It's going to be 4th down and 2. And I don't think they can get away with trying to draw the defense offside this time.
I don't think so either. I think at this point you settle for the field goal because that will tie up the game. It's just unfortunate that you couldn't get another 1st down there from Hume. They ran that same rollout to the sideline, and he tried to lead them, but he didn't lead them upfield enough. Just let him out of bounds.
This one might be tricky. A 44-yard attempt coming from Boudreaux. Boudreaux puts this one up, and it's no good. He missed it wide to the left, and the Albuquerque Adams maintain a 10-7 lead.
Yeah, Boudreaux with his first actual field goal attempt on the season is a miss. The Lynx released their former kicker, and now their former punter is up as the kicker, and he misses that one.
Not the greatest start for Boudreaux. And now the Albuquerque Adams are back on offense with a 10-7 lead. 4:17 to go first half. A very quick moving first half, I might add. Here is Mike St. Green, deep over the middle, caught past midfield to the 45. Guess who? It's Eagle Mondavi. The Eagle flies downfield again.
And before that ball was even caught, I knew it was going to Eagle Mondavi. They love giving him these big open routes up the field, and he's able to just split the zones there, make a great catch, and Mondavi is having an amazing game.
And it was a nice throw to Mondavi, but did you see at the bottom of the screen, Michael Potter was in about 1 million acres of space because the other safety faded to the middle. Quick out to the far side. That pass is caught by Potter. And he will get 5, 2nd and 5 at the 40.
And that's Potter's first catch of the day, the first receiver to catch a ball that isn't named Eagle Mondavi for Albuquerque. They've been throwing it heavily to number 88, and now hopefully for the other receivers, St. Green is trying to spread the ball out a little bit more.
And I'm surprised Carter Height nor the tight end TJ Punk has gotten a pass today. Here's Weston, and Weston is blown up in the backfield for a loss of 4, all the way back to the 43-yard line.
Yeah, and that was a huge hit by the quarterback, Leo Jefferson, coming in on the, not on coverage, but able to blitz a little bit and get a really good play on Weston.
Jefferson's 4th tackle for loss of the season, as he now forces a 3rd down and 8 and possibly another beautiful throw from St. Green. He takes the snap, has time, now pressure comes, he throws over the middle, and it's knocked away. Deontay Stoneville knocked it down. The pressure was coming from Billy Ray Valentine.
And Stoneville has 4 pass deflections on the year, but not an interception. That could have been his first, but the Butterfingers comes through again, and he can't come down with it.
And they're going to be out of field goal range, so a punt on the way from Bennington, his 2nd of the day. Game has slowed down a little bit with 2 consecutive punts. First time we've had that all day. Bennington away from his own 45. That's a nice high punt, lands inside the 10 and pops straight up into the air. Oh, and it's run into the end zone by the gunner. And it will be Madison at their own 20-yard line to start their next drive.
And that looked like it had the chance to pin them deep at their 1. Looked like there was someone sliding for it. But unfortunately, the catch led him out of bounds. So now Madison, they don't have the bad field position that Albuquerque had earlier on that drive that they scored the touchdown on.
Offset I, 2 receivers split wide to the right. Derek Majors hands it off. And nowhere to go is Ezekiel Love as he is dropped out.
Cole Finnegan made a great tackle for loss there, making a good play on Love.
Second and 12, defense jumps offside again, free play for Madison. Short throw over the middle is incomplete. Looking for Sheldon Hilton. But it's going to be 5 free yards for the Lynx after the offsides jump.
Neutral zone infraction, number 98, defense, 5-yard penalty, repeat, second down.
And that is against Mufasa Kamal. His 3.5 sacks leads the team.
And that's another mistake by Albuquerque that's very costly. It cost them down some field position. And what was that tackle for loss earlier makes that makes it now a 2nd and 7 rather than a 2nd and 12.
From their own 23, going left to right here in the second quarter, 2:19 to go in it. Short check down to Love, and Love gets loss of 1. He almost got back to the line of scrimmage, but he is hit and dropped at the 22.
Finnegan making a good tackle in open field. Once he saw Love get the ball, he was able to meet him at the line of scrimmage. It looked like Love had some more open field space out to the left, but he chose not to go there.
That takes us to the 2-minute warning of the first half. Albuquerque 10, Madison 7. This is the Simulation Football Minor League Week 5 on YouTube. Stay with us. First of 4 SFLm games today. This one between the Madison Lynx and the Albuquerque Atoms. Now 3rd down and 8. Throw to the far side, caught by Hume, but he's going to be short of the first down marker. 4th down and 4. Another open field tackle out there for Carson Miller.
And another outside throw to Hume that he leads him onto the sideline, but that play hasn't been working very well for the Lynx. It's good for getting some quick short yardage, but on a 3rd down and 8, you need more than 4 yards. You need to go deep, go up the middle, try to get some bigger plays out of that.
Here is Pete Ellis on to punt from his own 10. This should be decent field position for the Atoms. 1 block and getting up to the 41-yard line is Carter Height, who still does not have a reception on the day, but he is their primary kick and punt returner.
Yeah, and this is a time when Albuquerque, they're getting some of the best field position they've had other than that fumble earlier. This is really good field position for them. We'll see if they can drive it upfield.
With a 10-3 lead, 1:47 to go in the second quarter at all 3 timeouts. St. Green rolls, throws to the far side, and he overthrew the receiver, who was Carter Height. That's his first target of the game.
Yeah, last week he only had 3 receptions for 45, and that was just overthrown. An unfortunate error by St. Green. Now we're on a 2nd and 10, and Albuquerque, if they can get upfield, they're going to be running a bit of a hurry up here as well.
Clock stops with 1:43 to go. 2nd and 10 from the 41. St. Green under center. 2 receivers to the left. It's going to be a weak side run from Weston, and he's going to get crushed after picking up 1 yard. And Danny Stinson makes a big tackle, and it's 3rd down and 9.
And I'm not sure that I like the call of going for a run on second down with less than 2 minutes to go in the quarter, I think you really should be airing it out and trying to get some big plays up the field so you can get down the field quickly.
Now they're going to have to on 3rd and 9, and swarming the quarterback for a sack is the Madison defensive line. 4th and 16, and this one's a 3-and-out. Lefty Lamont, his 2nd sack of the season.
And that sack couldn't have come at a better time. Albuquerque was trying to drive down the field, but now Madison's going to get another chance here in the second quarter. Try to drive upfield.
They'll have about 40 seconds with all 3 timeouts. They may have about 20 seconds as this play clock ticks down to 5 before Ralph Bennington decides to snap the ball with 2 seconds to go. Kick is on the way from just shy of his own 25. Grabbing it and immediately getting hit is Paul Dilivo at the 29. So it's going to be a long field to go in 27 seconds. Doesn't mean Madison can't do it. And they may just look to get into field goal range to try and tie this one up before the break.
Yeah, this could be a time where you get into field goal range. Try to give Otis Boudreau the chance to kick the ball. And 27 seconds is plenty of time. We saw Weston with a huge run earlier. We'll see if Ezekiel Love can match it.
Love has not gotten a big breakout run. His longest is 11. He gets the ball on 1st down. He ducks past the defender, and he can't get away from the second with a spin move. Here comes the up-tempo offense, as Roland Parrott made the tackle on that last play. Another handoff to the right side, and is tackled right there after a gain of 1. Here comes up-tempo again. And a timeout call by Madison to think this one over with 3 seconds to go.
Yeah, now here's the chance. I think they're just going to either throw the ball upfield. You don't have any time to run another play after this one. So this will be the last play of the drive. You want to try to throw the ball, give your receivers a chance to maybe score, or maybe you just run the ball and run it into halftime, and you're getting the ball next half anyway.
Let's see what they come and try to do. It's not going to be a Hail Mary formation, and it looks like they may just try and run this one into halftime. Ezekiel Love takes the handoff and gets stopped right at the line of scrimmage by Cole Finnegan, and we go to the break. We expected this coming in a low-scoring contest. Albuquerque 10, Madison 7, as we hit the halftime interval of the opening game of the day here in the SFL Minor League. Ryan, it's time to sum up that first half, and I think you can pretty much sum it up as big plays interspersed into a lot of defense.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Both these teams had some huge plays. Madison with that huge fumble recovery for a touchdown to get them on the board, and Albuquerque, Connor Weston has been playing so well. He's been running the ball like crazy, and he can't be stopped. And though it has been low scoring, there has been no shortage of excitement. Here's Connor Weston's first run that he had that broke out of the field and got Albuquerque starting for that field goal. And then he had another one later that got them a touchdown eventually. So both of these teams, their defense has been showing up, but the run defense for
The bright spot for Albuquerque is Connor Weston. As you see, there's the big fumble picked up and returned for a touchdown by Julian Valier, the only point so far for the Madison Lynx. Here's the big run by Weston in the second quarter that could have gone all the way for a touchdown. He just couldn't get away from DJ Gaynor. The quarterbacks have been good as well. Here's Eagle Mondavi making one of his more impressive catches. He's had a couple ones over the middle in double or triple or even quadruple coverage, including one for the only Adams touchdown. As we get back and ready to go for the second half of play. I'm Michael Terrell. Ryan Condos alongside me in the booth. David Harrell and KT Harrell are on stats as we get you ready for action here in the half. Boise and is coming up next right here on YouTube after we're done with this one. And The kick is away from Taco Sicario, and we're underway here in the second. Madison down 3, the ball first. They'll start 29 after the return by Dilivo. First and 10 from 29. Madison in their brick helmets, white jerseys, orange pants. Right to left here in the third quarter. Handoff, long, left spin away from traffic, and he will get run down after a loss of 2. Chad Nevels, his first tackle for loss of, he got in and brought him down.
Second and 12 from the Lynx, 27 yards.
Second and 12, offset eye, 3 receivers to aim at. Major has to step up in the pocket, goes down. A sack from the Adams defense. Tatum again, extending her lead atop the rankings in the SFLm. Her 12th sack of the season, or sorry, her 4th sack of the season, her 12th tackle for loss, which extends her lead above the lead. And now that forces a 3rd and 17. Majors moves to the right, fires over the middle, and it's incomplete off the hand of the intended target, who was Mike Twist. There's going to be a quick 3 and out to start the second half for Madison.
And that was a disappointing drive from Madison. What looked like had some promise there, but they're not quite able to make it upfield. And that was a strong throw, but he just overthrew it. The receiver wasn't there in time.
That ball took an interesting deflection off of the arm of Ken Shaw as he was going to break the pass up. 4th and 17, Ellis on to punt. Carter Height back deep to receive. This should be decent field position for the Adams, who have a 10-7 lead here in the third quarter to extend their record to 4-1 and maintain at least a tie for second atop the standings with the Navigators, who play next and are also one coming into the week.
And Height not able to run it back. He's looking for him, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw him run one back here eventually on the year.
Not that time. Just shy of midfield at their own yard line, going left in the third quarter. Black helmets, light green jerseys, black pants, and black numbers for the Adams today. Handoff up the middle. Here goes Connor Weston, and he gets 2 yards, and he'll end up at midfield.
Yeah, and another good stop by Madison. Both of these run defenses weren't looking so great in the first quarter, but now as the game has progressed, they've been getting stronger and stronger, and both of these running backs have not been able to find much running room, especially here in the second half.
We've seen a couple of long runs from Weston, but that's about it in terms of big contributions from running backs today. St. Green fires deep over the middle. It is incomplete. He was looking down the field for Michael Potter, and it was knocked away by DJ Gaynor, who's been the main man on defense for Madison today.
Yeah, it was a great deflection there. That was a huge play, and St. Green not afraid to air the ball out to Potter. He is one of those deep threats, but Gaynor making a good play and saving a touchdown.
Now 3rd down and 8 at midfield. Mike St. Green stands in the gun. Alongside him is Connor Weston. Stands in the pocket and goes down. It's called a fumble on the play. It's picked up by Madison. St. Green has to run down Billy Ray Valentine, who picked up the football. And if this stands, it will be another massive swing of momentum in favor of the Lynx.
Yeah, Williams got to the quarterback first, knocked the ball out. It looked like the arm might have been coming forward, but I don't know. The ball could have come out before his arm was even going forward, and that is a huge play for Madison.
Let's see if there'll be a challenge. There may not be worth challenging because it was 4th down anyway, and Albuquerque would have had to punt, but Jason Williams does throw the challenge flag, and we will take a second look at it.
I think this is the right call to challenge this one. That was super close. I really thought the arm was going forward. We'll see here on the replay. And that is just a super quick play. It's bang, bang. It's tough to tell.
Yeah, honestly, looking at it again, you kind of have to go with the call on the field because it was so close. But we shall see what our 62 decides to call. And they're going to rule in favor of Albuquerque, so they do rule it an incomplete pass. It will be 4th down for the Adams, and Bennington will punt it away.
Yeah, even the power coming from the ball out of his arm, it looked like a throw because it just spiked into the ground. So, but now they're going to have to punt, so it really is just giving Madison some worse field position rather than the fumble, which would have put them at their own 40, or the other 40.
And in a 3-point game, I can see why challenging it would be good, especially if you don't lose the timeout. I can't take it time until 18, and that's where Madison drive down 3, 10 to that way since the beginning of the quarter.
Yeah, and I think that was a good call to challenge it either way because the Madison hasn't been able to drive up the field and get a touchdown just using their offense. So making them drive up field, not giving them any good field position is going to be huge.
A rollout from there's a pick. It's deflected and almost whole fit. 2nd down and 10, and almost disaster for Madison.
Yeah, that could have been a pick 6. That very easily, if the linebacker would have just held onto it. But Madison gets a good break, and now it's only 2nd down for them.
And again, we see Derek Majors rolling out right into the defensive ends, either Wolf Justice or Mike Baker. We've seen it a couple times. This time a straight drop back, but he's still going to go down back at the 13-yard line, a loss of 5.
And
Mufasa Kabu.
And that gives him his 4.5 sacks on the year. He had 2 sacks last week, another one this week, and Tina Begin and Mufasa Kamu are amazing for Albuquerque.
Now on 3rd and 18, he gets the pass away and overshoots his receiver. He was looking for twin screw down the field. And Wolf Justice was in his lap as he let go of the ball. It's going to be another 3 and out, and the Albuquerque defense has come to play here in the 2nd half.
And specifically the defensive line making 2 huge plays on 2nd down and 3rd down, getting the sack, and that quarterback pressure caused Derek Majors to rush, throw that ball perhaps when it wasn't supposed to, and Hume was just not ready for it.
I mentioned earlier that Tina Begin leads the league in tackles for loss, now with 12 on the season. And it's going to be good field position for Albuquerque in Madison territory at the 46 as Carter Height gets a 4-yard return. He is slow to get up because he was walloped on the return by Jim Finch. But he looks to be fine. And it's going to be 1st and 10. You kind of feel with the way their defense has been playing that a touchdown from Albuquerque here could almost ice the game, even though we've got a 1/4 to go. First and 10 for the Madison 46. St. Green moves in the pocket, throws, and it's incomplete. Nice coverage down the field there by Pagel.
And I think
2nd and 10.
I think you're right that a touchdown could seal this game. Madison's offense, though it has looked decent, they haven't been able to really score on their own. They looked good in the first half, able to get downfield, but they just aren't producing as much as this Albuquerque offense is.
That one missed field goal in the 2nd quarter by Otis Boudreaux looms large on this 3-point lead for the Adams. A throw out to Weston, and he's going to get dropped after a gain of 3, 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, some good defense from Madison is keeping them in the game, even though the offense isn't producing. That's what Madison has been good at this season, is their defense. They don't allow a lot of rushing yards, so Weston getting these yards on the day earlier was honestly very surprising.
High snap corralled by St. Green. Plenty of time over the middle. Caught short of the 1st down to the 37. It's going to be 4th and 1. Nice tackle by Deontay Stoneville. to deny Michael Potter a move of the chains.
Yeah, and that was a really key tackle in a great spot. Now, St. Green might try to draw the Lynx off sides.
They are set up to go for it on 4th and 1 with an I formation. Let's see if they snap the ball. They do. Here's Connor Weston running inside, and he did not get there. First down, Madison, as they hold on 4th and 1.
And I like the call from Albuquerque there. They're not quite in field goal range, and they go for it on 4th down. That was an aggressive play, but an even better tackle by D'Amico Ryans to bring him down short of the line to gain.
D'Amico Ryans, his 20th tackle of the season. 7th for a loss, and it gives Madison the football back in better field position than they had previously. Major's short drop, fires to the far side, incomplete. Fantastic coverage down the field that time by Cameron Shaw as he extends his lead on the top of the passes defended leaderboards.
Paul Dilivo was playing it right, and he went up for the ball, but Cameron Shaw saw him going up, put his hands up, is able to get his hand on the ball, break that pass up. Now Madison has a 2nd and 10.
From the 37-yard line, a single receiver to each side, a handoff up the middle to Love, and Ezekiel Love gets 5 yards. It'll be 3rd and 5 at the 42. Nice tackle by Roland Parrott.
Yeah, that was a good run, able to break the first tackle, but unfortunately stopped with only 5 yards to gain, and that is looking like one of his better runs that he's had, and he's just not able to get to that 2nd level, get past the linebackers, and make the cornerbacks make a tackle.
3rd down and 5. Oh, hook out, pressure coming, spinning away from it, and throws for a 1st down. Derek Majors with an athletic play to extend the drive for Madison into Albuquerque territory to the 45, and he finds his fullback, his tight end, Sheldon Hilton.
That was a great play, able to avoid the sack from Majors. He rolls out, makes a good spin, strong throw, and keeps the drive alive.
And back on the failed 4th down conversion for Albuquerque on their previous drive, they are now 0 for 5 on 4th down conversions this season. Strong I formation, back to pass goes Majors, plenty of time, fires deep to the left-hand side, it's off the hands of Shelton Hilton. This time he can't pull it in, 2nd and 10.
And that is one that you have to grab whenever the coverage, it looks like it wasn't there yet, and if he caught that, he would have been gone, but it looked like it just bounced off his hand, and he wasn't able to hold on to it.
Now 2nd and 10 from the 45. Four receivers to aim at for Derek Majors. Pressure coming from the backside, and Kinnessy throws, and the pass is tipped up into the air, and incomplete. It looked like he got hit, and that adjusted the trajectory of the ball, and Cameron Shaw knocked it down.
Yeah, Cameron Shaw almost had a pick, too. The power wasn't there. It looked like it should have just fallen into his lap, but I think the receiver that was on the coverage actually was able to knock him down and prevent the interception.
Now 3rd down and 10. Madison on the season, 49% on 3rd down. They've got 5 wide, 3 to the top side, 2 to the bottom, over the middle, incomplete, knocked away. To Bucky Blair had the knockdown. It was intended for G.J. Hume, and it's 4th and 10.
Today, they are 5 for 14 in 3rd down conversions. And on the year, they were 49%, like you said. That is good for the best in the league. And they are just being stopped by the Albuquerque defense.
And they're not in field goal range, so another punt coming up for Pete Ellis. He's going to look to try and pin Albuquerque deep, almost blocked. But it is high in the air, caught at the 5 and up to the 14 goes Carter Height. Let's do some quick chat shout-outs, see who's hanging out with us on a Wednesday afternoon. Joshua Williams, Deontay Stoneville, Juice, Eagle Mondavi, Ethan Kai, Hike the Earth, Base Scout 11, Jeff Davidson, Nick LaSala, Tim Hackett, who's one of the fantastic broadcasters here at the SFLm is hanging out with us. We thank you for joining us here on this Wednesday afternoon. Looking forward to 4 fantastic football games here in the SFL Minor League as we do every Wednesday. Here's St. Green, throw to the far side. Nice pitch and catch to Mondavi, who picks up 6 to the 20.
It was a good throw, able to get upfield and not led out of bounds, but and Mondavi with another catch on the day. He has been so good for Albuquerque, so reliable.
Eagle Mondavi, 6 receptions of 9. He does have the touchdown. And also 80 yards receiving. Here's a handoff. Weston gets a nice block into the open field. One man to beat to the 40, and he gets dragged down at the 42-yard line. Another dynamic run for Connor Weston.
Yeah, and the offensive line and Swift open up a big hole for him, and Weston just bursts with speed, able to get into the open field to that second level that we haven't seen from the other side of the ball. And Weston has just been so explosive today.
That's his 3rd run of 10-plus yards on the game. Here's a power formation. 2 tight ends set to the left-hand side and a single receiver to the right on 1st and 10 from the 42. Here's a quick out to Weston. The defender wasn't there, and Weston gets a block and picks up 9 out to the 49-yard line across midfield.
And it looked like the defender was actually trying to jump that route, try to get a pick, try to take that into the end zone. That would have been a huge play for Madison. I like the aggression from the defense. Even though they are behind, they're still trying to make big plays and trying to come back.
Under 5 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. 2 receivers split out to the wide side. The wide side of the right. Here's a weak side handoff. Weston, and Swift couldn't find anybody to block, and the defense gets home for a loss of 1, 3rd down and 2.
Stoneville and Stinson both making the stop there. They have been really good at holding up the running backs, making good tackles when they need to.
Do you know who linebacking core reminds me of? Finish this after the 2 from the Madison 49. Stin, middle, not gonna get there. Gonna be another punting situation as Weston is brought down by Demico Ryans. I said, do you know who the linebacking core of Deontay Stoneville, Demico Ryans, and Benny Stinson reminds me of?
Hit me with it. I got nothing.
It reminds me of the linebacking core of the Sioux Falls Sparrows, who we saw lean on heavily to get all the way to the SFL championship game this season with how they aggressively attack outside runs. Here's a punt that bounces down inside the 5, and it's going to sit there at the 3-yard line. And the Madison Lynx will have to start from the shadow of their own end zone. Nice punt by Bennington.
Yeah, Bennington makes a huge punt there, getting them down back deep in their own territory. And Majors is going to be forced to drive down the field, something we haven't seen him do much of. Only 126 yards on the day. So we're going to have to see this offense really pick it up. Breathe. They need some new life in here.
You can't just rely on your linebackers to win your games. Sometimes the offense has got to come through here. Here's a handoff up the middle to Love, and Ezekiel Love breaks through. This is his best run of the game by a mile. He's up past the 30 to the 40, and he's dragged down from behind at the 46-yard line. There we go. Love trying to finally come out of his shell and get his team back in this ball game.
Yeah, he is breaking out, and it's not too little too late. That was a huge time for it to come. He's the vision there to see the hole open up, and he's able to bounce to the outside, get to that next level, and he is just gone.
His previous best run was 11 yards, and he bounced that one out all the way to the 46-yard line. Now, here's a 1st and 10, pressure coming, and it looks like another sack, and it is. Majors goes down. Cole Finnegan with the sack, his first on the year.
And he has been all over the place. He has 3 tackles for loss. He has a pass deflection and now add a sack to his list. That's his first sack of the season. He has been huge for the Adams today.
And just when you think the Madison Lynx have something going, now they face a 2nd down and 15 from their own 41-yard line. It's going to be on the arm of Derek Majors. He stands in the shotgun. Here's the snap. He has forced to step into the pocket, and he goes down again. The blitz works to perfection, and Wolf Justice gets home for a sack.
And another huge sack by the Adams. The defensive line, the defense in general has been huge for them, and negating that huge run that Ezekiel Love had. He broke it up for 43 yards, but Albuquerque was unfazed, and they are still able to make these huge stops when it matters. And now look at this, 3rd and 21 for the Lynx.
Might as well be 3rd in the country mile. Standing at his own 30-yard line, Darren Matrix takes the high snap, throws over the middle, and is caught, but nowhere near the first down marker. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage, but not much more does DJ Hume. It's 4th and 8, and a beautiful stand on the Albuquerque Adams defensive line. It would not surprise me that we will hear Wolf Justice, Tina McGinn, Mufasa Kamau, and Mike Baker all go in the upcoming SFL professional draft.
Yeah, especially Tina McGinn and Mufasa Kamau have been huge for Albuquerque this year. They've been sack machines. They're tackling people behind the line of scrimmage. I really don't see how they wouldn't go in the first round.
As well as Tina McGinn leading the league in tackles for loss. She has 12 up to this point. Here's a return from Carter Height up to the 20-yard line. And now, with 1:34 to go in the 3rd quarter, Albuquerque will try and extend their lead up 3-10-7.
I think they can do it here with Mike St. Green and this offense. They have been looking really good. Weston has been running insanely 145 yards on the day. Albuquerque is looking so strong.
And the previous record for Weston as he takes this snap and runs right into the defensive line, tackled by Deontay Stoneville. His previous best on the season was last week in the win over San Jose. He had 124 yards and 2 touchdowns. He does not have a touchdown today, but he's already eclipsed that in yards. 2nd down at 11. St. Green back to pass, throws short, and bumping off the route was Michael Potter. Had pretty much no chance at that one. No good defensive coverage right there.
Looked like Leo Jefferson was on the coverage, and he's almost able to jump that route and get another pick, but he was not able to come down with it. Instead, it's a 3rd and long for Albuquerque.
Madison could get the ball really quickly right here if the Albuquerque Adams don't get up past the 30-yard line. St. Green with the pass. Defensive 4-man rush. He's going to go down back at the 12. Look out, it's quarterback feasting season as both defensive lines have come to play. Here's Adam Williams getting his piece of the pie.
And Williams, he had a sack last week. He's getting another one that makes it 3 on the year. The entire defensive line for Madison Lynx has been really good at getting to the quarterback, applying that pressure. Adam Williams, along with Lefty Lamont, Michael Parocco, and Billy Ray Valentine leading the way. They have been so good.
Punting from his own end zone is Ralph Bennington. This is going to be fantastic field position for Madison. Let's see if they can do anything with it. They're going to be up past the 40 to the 37-yard line. Nice return that time by Paul Dilivo.
And that was huge. He almost was able to break that upfield and get another return for a touchdown. But they're at the Albuquerque 37, which is the best field position they've had almost all game. And this is where we could see Madison maybe take the lead.
They're almost in field goal range here. As I said, they have not scored since that scoop and score back in the 1st quarter. Offense has not scored all game. Here's a pass over to the far side. That's complete. That's Jim Finch with his 2nd catch of the game. Picks up a 1st down, 10 yards to the 27.
And now they are in field goal range, but we have to wonder about Otis Boudreaux. Will he be able to put it through? If I'm Madison, I would never settle for a field goal here if you have that uncertainty.
We have hit the end of the 3rd quarter. 4's up in the chat of the SFL YouTube channel. It's a 3-point game heading into the final frame. Albuquerque 10, Madison 7. Stay right here. The end of this game is going to be a banger. This is the SFLm on YouTube. Michael Turillo, Ryan Cardell in the broadcast booth with you. David Harrell and KT Harrell are also here on stats. Handoff up the middle. And a nice spin move by Love to get to the 22-yard line. 2nd down and 5.
Love has been running a lot better here in this second half. He had that 43-yard run earlier. That was a great spin move there, and I think we're going to start seeing this Madison defense try to give Love the ball, which will open up their offense quite a bit. I wouldn't be surprised if the fourth quarter is where the Lynx break out.
Another handoff to Love, trying to look for a lane. He finds one, and he makes himself skinny. He gets a first down up to the 14-yard line into the red zone for the first time today, if you can believe it, for the Madison offense.
Yeah, and that was a nice little stutter step, little shimmy that he made there. I don't know what it's called, but it got them a first down. It was a really good play, and as I said earlier, Love is really starting to pick up some steam. It's looking like he's starting to kind of come out of the shell that he was in earlier.
1st and 10 for the 14. This is the moment for Madison. They pretty much have to punch it in here. With the way their offense has been performing on the rest of the field and all game. Here is Majors. Facing a delayed blitz. He throws it, and it's incomplete, tipped away. Nice coverage out there by Bucky Blair. That's his second pass knocked out on this drive.
That was a really good play there, too. He was able to just get out in open space and make an almost impossible tip. And that saved what looked like it would have been a first down.
2nd down and 10 for the 14. Majors under center. 8 Albuquerque defenders in the box, but they only rush 4. Majors flips it to the goal line. It's caught and down to the 2. 1st and goal for the Lynx. Nice catch by Cause, only his 2nd of the game.
And he only had 1 reception last game. That was his 2nd. That's a huge play for Madison. Get them a fresh set of downs, and now you're at the 2-yard line. You have Ezekiel Love, who's been looking stronger here in the 4th quarter. I would go to him 4 times in a row.
It's going to be a throw from Majors. Moves in the pocket. Throws to the end zone. Incomplete. There was a receiver open right there, but I guess if you're one-on-one with Cameron Shaw, you're never open, as he knocks that one down, 2nd and goal.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Cameron Shaw with 11 coming into this game, and that looked like his 3rd pass deflection of the game. He has been so lights out, and any receiver that is covered by him is not going to see any light of day.
Another pass attempt for Majors, and he goes down. Loss of 2 back to the 4. That'll set up 3rd and goal. Couldn't quite see who made that sack. Looking kindly at it is Tony Green. But anyway, it's 3rd and goal from the 4, and I'm surprised they haven't gone to Ezekiel Love here inside the 5. They really can't now on 3rd down. Majors, they are going to go to Love. Off the left side, he's not going to get there. Stopped 2 yards short by a nice tackle from Chris Stack. His 1st of the game, and it's 4th down and goal.
And Lynx fans have got to be scratching their head. You have this back in Ezekiel Love, who has been looking good. He's been getting some momentum, but when they get to the 2-yard line, they run him on a 3rd and 4. I don't like that play call at all.
Here is Otis Boudreaux. He missed from 35, and this time he makes it from 19, his 1st points as a punter. And he ties this game up at 10. 8:15 to go, 4th quarter. Albuquerque 10, Madison 10. A nice red zone hold from the Adams, but it is still a tie game down the stretch.
And now it's a tie game. Now it's close again, and Albuquerque's offense is going to have to find a way to drive down the field.
And as much as we've seen Albuquerque's offense, Madison's offense struggle rather, we haven't seen Albuquerque score since the first play of the 2nd quarter. So it's been a while for their offense as well.
Yeah, both of the offenses started off really strong. There was a lot of excitement. Then they kind of quieted down once we got to the 2nd and 3rd quarter. But now here in the 4th quarter, the scoring is opened back up again, and Albuquerque going to have to find a drive, put some points on the board. They have to answer Madison.
I'd like to see St. Green try and go back to Eagle Mondavi, who was the bell cow in the 1st half and scored the touchdown. This time it's a run to Connor Weston up the right-hand side for 4.
And I like them running to Weston as well. I think we're going to see a lot in this fourth quarter, the little bit of a dynamic switch between Weston and Mondavi. We're going to see them getting the ball here because they have been so explosive and so good for this team.
Another surprising stat tonight. No targets rather for the tight end TJ Punk. Most just been used in blocking schemes. Here is a flare out to Mondavi, and he picks up a first down. He takes a big shot, but gets up to the 45-yard line. DJ Gaynor on the tackle.
And Gaynor has been having a good game so far for the Lynx, even though he is forced to cover Eagle Mondavi, who has been so good this game. And that was another play we see where they're going to Mondavi, relying on him to get that first down, and he does it so effortlessly.
To the far side, Weston, room to run. He gets past the 50 and down to the 47-yard line on an 8-yard pickup out of the backfield.
And the Albuquerque offense has been looking a lot better here in this fourth quarter. They're really driving down the field, driving right through Madison. And Madison hasn't been able to make any key stops here so far on this drive.
Second out and 2. Julian Valier was on the tackle on that previous play. I formation, 2 tight ends left on 2nd and 2. Here's Connor Weston straight up the middle, and he's going to go backwards past midfield. Nice penetration by the Madison defense. And Danny Stinson with another TFL for the Lynx.
And that was a huge play. He just came in there. It was real scrappy, just brought him down right when he hit him. That was a great play, and these linebackers are continuing to show up for the Lynx.
Stinson's 8th tackle of the game, 2nd for loss. Throw to the far side, Weston room to work with. He spins, and he barely doesn't get a first down. Shoulder to the ground by Deontay Stoneville, and it's 4th and less than a yard.
And that was so close. Stoneville made that tackle at the last possible second. And Albuquerque, they could challenge, or they could go for it here. Weston has been good, and they might go for it.
Remember, 0 for 5 on 4th downs so far this season. Can they get one here? They're going to run a play. It's going to be Weston, and he's going to be in there. First down at the 44, the first conversion of the season for the Adams.
I love the play call there from the Adams. They know that they have to get the first down here. You can't give Madison another chance to get back in this ball game. You got to run a nice long drive, get downfield, get some points, and try to secure this game.
5 minutes and 8 seconds to go in the ball game. 10-10 here between the Adams and the Lynx. And here's Weston. Got a nice block to get 2 yards, but then tackled by Stinson. He's been the tackle leader for the Madison defense, up to 9 tackles.
And these linebackers really are showing up today, bringing down Weston, and they are looking like that Sioux Falls core of
4:38. I formation, 3 receivers. Throw to the near side. It's Weston. Oh, sorry, that's Iggy Swift, the fullback. Well, excuse me, that's John Perry, the 3rd backfield member down the depth chart. Doesn't usually see play, but he picks up a catch there. Gains 1, 3rd and 7.
3rd and 6.
Third and 7 now. Throw to the far side from St. Green. Caught by Height, and Height's going to be 3 yards short. And I don't think they're going to go for it on this one. And I think they're still outside field goal range at the 37 as Ralph Bennington comes on to try and pin Madison deep again. So another empty drive.
Your Adam has selected the punt. Armstrong is deep to receive.
Standing right at midfield here is Ralph Bennington. With 3:24 to go in the ball game and a 10-10 matchup, Madison going to have to drive the length of the field, but they could take the lead here as the ball bounces to the goal line and rolls into the end zone for a touchback, and they'll start at the 20.
That was a close one. It looked like it almost stopped short of the goal line there. but not quite. Now Madison, they're going to have to drive up the field again like they did last time, and hopefully they don't have to settle for a field goal again.
A big disparity in starting field position, though, from their own 20 this time, and last time it was from the Albuquerque 37. Let's see if they can make up that yardage on this drive. 3:16 to go in the ball game. Here is Derek Majors. He throws over the middle, and it's incomplete. It should have been intercepted. Knocked out of the air by Carson Miller, and there was no receiver in the area.
It looked like it was intended for Hume, but really the ball just went straight for Carson Miller, hit him right in the chest. I don't know, those jerseys are super bright green. How could you mistake that for the white?
Maybe lucky that they have a chance here on this 2nd and 10 that Carson Miller didn't pick that one off. 3:10 to go with the snap. Majors drops back, moves to his left. He has to check it down to Ezekiel Love. Love makes a man miss and steps out of bounds after a gain of 4.
It looked like on the juke there, he tried to get upfield, but the juke actually brought him out of bounds. So unfortunate there for the Lynx, and now they're in a 3rd and 6. They have to convert here.
5 wide on 3rd down and 6. Derek Majors in the shotgun. He takes the snap with 3:05 to go. Quick passing with a Liz caught and behind the defense at the 37-yard line. As we cross over 3 minutes to go, it's DJ Hume. Just like Eagle Mondavi's been the big receiver for Albuquerque, DJ Hume's been receiver number 1 for Madison.
And that was a great throw by Majors, leading his receiver perfectly out into the open field, and Hume has been so reliable for the Lynx. He's catching just about everything that comes his way, and he has been perfect for them.
Offset eye, single receiver to the left. Here comes up-tempo. Majors over the middle, a sliding grab, and a penalty flag flies. Phil Cause picks up his 3rd reception for the tight end spot, and it looks like it might be a late hit penalty.
Late hit, number 24, defense. 15-yard penalty, automatic.
And it is a late hit against Chris Stack, who, if you remember, had the touchdown-saving tackle on the previous drive. Comes in late on Cause there and incurs the penalty.
Yeah, he did come in just a little bit late. As Cause was sliding to the ground, that makes him down pretty much immediately, and there's no need for Stack to hit him.
Free 1st down for the Lynx into Albuquerque territory now at the 41-yard line. I formation, doubting it is Love. He's going to get the handoff, follow his fullback, and be dragged down from behind after a gain of 3. Nice tackle by Roland Parrott.
Yeah, and it looked like his fullback, Jim Finch, just missed the block on Parrott, because if he's able to hit Parrott there, and Love could possibly break that to the outside.
4 wide receivers to aim at, plus the tight end of Cause. Throwing his Majors underneath. That pass is complete to Paul Dilivo. And Dilivo picks up a 1st down to the 25-yard line. And we hit the 2-minute warning. Madison trying to steal one on the road. It's 10-10 down the stretch. This is the SFLm on YouTube. Michael Torillo, Ryan Caudell in the broadcast booth, along with David Horrell and KT Horrell. As now Madison is in business at the Albuquerque 25, 2 minutes to go in a 10-10 ball game. Madison trying to improve to over 500. They currently sit at 2-2. Majors back to pass, throws over the middle, behind Cause, but he makes a nice adjustment and makes the catch falling down. Timeout Albuquerque.
Yeah, and that was almost a dangerous fall there too. Two defenders both came flying in for the tackle. That would have been super close, a very rough hit, but he's able to get to the ground, make a good catch, and now we're at a 2nd and manageable here for the Lynx.
Alone in the backfield now is Majors, as Ezekiel Love takes a stint on the sideline. 2nd and 5. Majors facing a late blitz. He throws over the middle, and there's a penalty flag flies again. Carson Miller was in coverage on the receiver by Twin Screw. This might be pass interference here. And it is pass interference. It's going to go against Roland Parrott, but it's going to be another fresh set of downs for Madison, and this game could be sliding away from Albuquerque here in the late going.
Yeah, and that is Albuquerque's 4th penalty. These penalties have killed them all game long, and that is another one that results in a first down. And Madison getting some good breaks with the penalties from the referees, and now they get a fresh set of downs here, knocking on the door. They have a chance to put this game away.
That'll go half the distance to the goal. They'll start at the 14-yard line inside the red zone for the second time today. First time was earlier in this quarter when they got a field goal. Handoff up the middle to Love. He'll pick up 3. And I think they got to continue to go to Ezekiel Love in this situation, unlike they did last time.
Gain of 3 actually puts Love over 100 yards, and I think you're exactly right. You need to be giving him the ball here in the red zone because he can break it upfield. We've seen him do it earlier in the 4th quarter. He is capable of it. They need to be going to their bell cow.
Here is Majors, plenty of time to throw over the middle to the 5 and down to the 2-yard line. Goes Phil Cause. And here we go again. Deja vu, anybody? It's 1st and goal from the 2 for Madison.
Yeah, it really did feel like deja vu because I think that was the exact same play they did with the short yardage to go to the goal line. Throw it to Phil Koss, and he stopped at the 2 again. Now we'll see if they throw it or they decide they learn from their mistakes and decide to run it.
Love nuts the offset eye with 2 tight ends blocking to the left, to the right-hand side. Here's Love, up the middle. Madison is feeling the love in this football game as Ezekiel Love scores and the Lynx take the lead.
And it could not have come at a better time. Ezekiel Love finally finds the end zone again this year. That was huge for Madison. They've got some new life in the 4th quarter. They convert it into points, and now Albuquerque, it's their turn to answer.
Ezekiel Love, his 3rd touchdown of the season as he crosses 200 yards, rushing on the season as well with that run. Kick is up, and it is good. Or sorry, he crosses 300 yards rushing on the season with that run. And it is 17-10 Madison. Now Albuquerque with no timeouts. 1:41 to go. It's time for Mike St. Green to see if he can lead a comeback.
Huge here as well because he does have to get a touchdown, not a field goal. So we'll see if the Adams can drive it down the field again. They haven't scored since that 2nd quarter. So this will be a tough drive, and this is where the legends are made.
They're going to start for their own 27 after the return by Carter Height. Look for big number 88, the 6'3", 200-pound Eagle Mondavi. He's been the main receiver for the Adams today. As he currently stands, 6 receptions for 90 yards and a touchdown. 4 wide, heavy press coverage from the secondary of Madison on 1st and 10. 4-step drop, short pass to Weston. Weston looked like he didn't know where he was for a second, and he's dropped for a loss of 2. The Adams are going the wrong way. And they've got to go up tempo here. 1:24 to go. Remember, they don't have any timeout. 7-step drop, stepping over the pocket, throwing over the middle, tipped and almost intercepted in and out of the hands of Nate Hall. It was deflected by Julian Valliere, and it's 3rd and 12.
Yeah, and that was a huge play for Madison. Now we're at a 3rd and long here for Albuquerque. They have to get it here. If they can't get it, they're going to have to go for it on 4th down. This is a huge play.
Madison right now set up to steal an upset on the road here at Albuquerque. The Adams were 3-1 coming into the game. The Lynx 2-2. Here goes St. Green deep over the middle. It's over the head of Eagle Mondavi. He had him open, but threw it too far at his 4th and ball game here for the Albuquerque Adams.
And Mondavi dove for that, trying to make the play, but he wasn't quite able to. That would have been huge for Albuquerque, but they are not able to get the positive yardage. And now Mike St. Green forced to, on this 4th and long situation, I think we're going to see another 30 Eagle Mondavi here.
I think you got to see the same play over the middle to Mondavi. That's been your go-to deep threat play all game. Here is St. Green. He has time, and he goes down, and the pass is knocked away. And the Madison Lynx are going to steal one on the road.
And who better to close that out there for the Lynx than Billy Ray Valentine? He hasn't been so loud on defense today, but he makes a huge play when it matters. He has the sack earlier, the pass deflection. The Madison defense really showed up huge here, stopping Albuquerque, a team that has been so good on offense, so good on defense. Trying to score against them has been nearly impossible for teams, and Madison is able to steal one.
Well, we thought coming into the game that this one would be close. You don't get much closer than that. As the Madison Lynx are in the victory formation, they will win this one 17-10 on a beautiful fourth quarter comeback. A long drive. Their offense had been anemic all game, but Derek Majors and Ezekiel Love manufacture an 80-yard drive to give the Lynx the lead right at the death, and then they hold on to win on defense.
Yeah, it really was a great game from Madison. They were able to come alive here in the fourth quarter when it mattered most and stop the Albuquerque offense. And Albuquerque is a team that they don't score a lot of points. They've never scored more than 17 points in a game, and Madison was the first to that 17, and Albuquerque was just unable to catch up.
A lot of football action still left to go on this Wednesday, so stick around to the SFL YouTube channel all day long. Next up, Annapolis hosts Boise. Tim Hackett, Mike, and Proto on the call. Even if you don't care about the two teams, you want to listen to Tim and Mike. They're the best duo we got here in the SFLm. Brilliant stuff. Colin Northam and Benji Matson are on the call for San Jose against Birmingham. That's at 6 p.m. Eastern. Then at 8 p.m. Eastern, it's Andy Hamilton on the broadcast with Ramos Lynn as the league-leading Ottawa Cavalry host the struggling Lincoln Rattlesnakes. As we head to the post-game show, it's time to wrap this one up. Ryan Caudell.
Well, this game was a real back-and-forth, exciting performance from both of these teams. The game started off with some huge plays from both sides, some fumbles, some big runs from Connor Weston. Weston really tried his best to take the Albuquerque team on his back. He had these huge runs that set up their offense for some great field position, but Madison Lynx, their defense was able to hold Albuquerque. The linebacking core of D'Amico Ryans, Deontay Stoneville, and Danny Stinson were really powerful today. The defensive line, Billy Ray Valentine and Lefty Lamont, both had huge games, and Madison really performed so well today.
It was the defensive play really from both teams that got the job done. Wolf Justice, Tina Begin, and Mufasa Kamau were huge on the Albuquerque defensive line. They just couldn't stop them on that last drive. And Ezekiel Love had been quiet all game before that last drive as he scored the touchdown to win it for the Madison Lynx. Some other big stats today. Eagle Mondavi was the best receiver, 90 yards on 6 receptions and a touchdown. All of that, or most of that work, rather, coming in the first half.
Yeah, Mondavi was so hard to stop, and now we're going to see the player of the game. I'm excited to see who it is. It's actually Ezekiel Love having a great performance with 100 yards and that huge touchdown that came and sealed the game for the Lynx. They really played out of their mind today.
That'll do it from Albuquerque, New Mexico. The Madison Lynx steal one on the road. They move to 3-2. The Albuquerque Adams drop to 3-2 as well. For Cameron Irvine in the tech, making all the buttons, pressing all the numbers, making everything work. Thank you so much, Cam, for doing everything you do. David Arell and KT Harrell on stats, Ryan Caudell, and the broadcast booth with me. I am Michael Torello saying, see you next time, signing off from Albuquerque.